Hey guys, welcome back to WTF Homestead. I'm Jenny, and today we're going to be putting up some ground beef. I've been watching some videos online, and there's a lot of people that are putting up ground beef, and I'm really interested in it because we eat a lot of ground beef. That's probably the majority of our diet as far as meat goes. I mean, we really like it. We eat it a lot. So I've kind of looked around at some different recipes and stuff, and there's a split in whether people really like the texture or not. So I didn't want to put up a whole bunch. I have about 4 pounds here that I want to put up and just give it a try before I spend a whole lot of time and money investing in it. But if this is something that we like the texture for the things that we do, it would be awesome to have something shelf stable on the pantry shelf that is, you know, quick and easy to do, especially when we're on the run. Anyway, so I'm just going to do this. Hopefully this will be a really quick video and not anything that's long and drawn out. I've already, let me move you down here just a little bit. So I've already browned my ground beef, and all you want to do, well, I haven't browned it, I'm sorry. You just want to cook it. You don't really want it browned. You want it done pretty much, but not browned to where it's crispy. So I've got that done, and I did add, if you've seen my other videos where I have dried the onions and bell peppers, I did put a couple of handfuls in there of that because I add it to everything. So I thought, well, any hamburger meat that I do is going to have that in it anyway, so I want to try to can it. That's how I would cook, so I want to see how that is going to turn out for the way we use it. Then I'm going to be adding some beef broth. This is one of the things that it is a lot of back and forth on. There are some people that will just add water and they think that texture is better. And then there are others that will add beef broth and they say that texture is better. There are some that will just raw pack it. That has some mixed reviews on it, on top of not sure if it's safe or not. So of course, I want to make sure that it's safe, so I didn't want to go crazy with that. So this is the choice that I've opted for. I'm just going to do the ground beef with a little bit of onions and peppers in it, and then I'm going to do my beef stock that's going to go on top of it. This is going to be super simple. I've got my pint-sized jars. A pint-sized jar packed should be roughly 1 pound of hamburger meat. So, you know, use it in any way you want after that. Just know that you're going to have roughly 1 pound in there. I'm going to put my funnel in here, and I'm just going to start jarring these up. Now, after I cooked this, I drained as much fat off of there as I could get. There's still some in the bottom, so I'll try to be careful with it. It's not a big deal if you leave it some in there, but you just don't want a whole lot in there. Okay, I'm going to ladle over the beef stock, and like I said, I just want a 1-inch head space, so it's not going to take a whole lot of this. And this was the part I was worried about, was if it was going to make it mushy, because I do not want mushy ground beef. So okay, I'm going to debubble again and just make sure that I work out all the bubbles since I added the liquid in, and then we'll see where we're at with that. We might have to add a little more liquid to bring it up to the 1-inch mark. Now I'm going to get a clean paper towel and my vinegar, and again, make sure you clean off your rims really, really good. This is greasy, so just in case you don't want anything to stop the seal. My jars are hot. Okay, let me grab my lids. I've got them warming on the stove. Okay, I'm gonna take them over to the canner. I have my canner just kind of on low. I wanted the water warm, but it's not hot. They're warm now, but they're not hot, so I don't want that boiling hot. So I will meet you over at the canner. I have all of my jars in. I'm just gonna put the lid on. Again, always make sure that you can see through the vent hole. Always make sure that this vent is working, that there's nothing stopping it. Make sure that your ring has been well oiled. So just make sure everything is in working order. Hold on, I was going to add the rest of the vinegar to this. This is the rest of my vinegar for cleaning off the lids. I know I've said this in other videos, but if you'll add the little bit of vinegar to your water, your canner, it'll keep from getting that white film on there. And I'm going to put the lid on. And then I'm going to turn the heat up on it, and once the heat comes up and it starts steaming, we will come back. It's time to put the weight on. I'm just going to put the weight on it, wait for it to start to jiggle just slightly, and then these are going to, once it starts doing that, these will pressure for 75 minutes for the pints. If these were quarts, they would be 90 minutes. So as soon as this starts jiggling just slightly, we will come set the timer. And we have achieved jiggle. I'm going to set my timer for 75 minutes. And we're just going to let it sit here and do its thing. Okay, our canner's done, and it's set here for probably, I don't know, probably about 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to take the top off of it. And let's get these out of here. You see it bubbling? It actually looks really good. It doesn't look mushy, which is what I was afraid of. Let me show you these. I'll turn it around this way so you can see it a little better. So that's them. That's my 5 pints of hamburger meat, and then that was my 1 leftover from my steak earlier that I didn't get in here. So anyway, that's them. I'm actually really proud of them. They look really good, so I hope they taste good. I'll probably try one here in a day or two. I may even do one of these for one of my 52 new recipes. I may use one of those to try something. Not sure. We'll just have to see how it goes, but I'm proud of them. They smell really good. The only thing is, let me turn this in. Whoops. Whoops. There you go. I don't know if you can see down in there, but my water's kind of dirty, which means one of them siphoned. Nothing's broken. Just means one of them siphoned, and I actually think that it was the steak, the leftover steak that I did, because the jar is not very full. So I'm wondering if it's siphoned really bad. I'll show you. You see how it's not real full, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, siphoning happens from time to time, and that doesn't mean your jars won't seal. They'll still seal sometimes. I mean, every now and then or most of the time, every now and then you'll have one that won't seal for whatever reason. It, might have got a little bit of fat or whatever, but I'll check them all really good and see if I can figure out why one of them siphoned. I even went back in on the hamburger meat after I put the lids on, because there were a couple that I was really questioning if I was over my 1-inch headspace, and so I actually took a spoonful out just to make sure that they were under that 1-inch headspace. So we'll see. They all look really good, and actually they're pinging. They were pinging when I opened this up, so they all, actually right now, everything looks like they're sealed, but we'll check them tomorrow and just be sure that they all sealed. So that's it. That is the hamburger meat, and it looks good. So I'll give you an update on it once I try it in something, and I'll video it whenever I use it in a recipe. Or even if I just, make a burrito or something. I'm like hooked on burritos right now with my cowboy candy. Oh my gosh, I have just eaten that. I'm eating it just almost every day, so I love it. Anyway, so I may even just do something like that just to try it and check the texture and everything on it, and see if I like it enough to can even more. So anyway, that'll do it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll just see you next time. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye. Hey, I wanted to bring you guys back. Yesterday, I canned up all of my ground beef, and this was just a test to see how I liked it. So I had one jar that didn't seal. I noticed it last night, so I wasn't going to try to reprocess or anything. I wanted to test it anyway. So I figured I'm hungry, it's lunchtime, and I figured I would just kind of test it and bring you with me, and that way you guys can see what it's like. So I'm just going to move y'all down here just a little bit, and all I'm going to do is heat it up and taste it. That's it. I've just got my pan on. Let me get a smaller spoon. Okay, I've got it hot. I want to show you because this texture looks really good, actually. I'm going to grab a paper towel. You can see that texture there. It actually, so far, it looks just like ground beef, like I just did it. So it's not mushy. This actually looks really good. It had a lot of liquid on it. And I'm actually wondering if I put too much of the seasoning in it. I may have, because that stuff is pretty stout, and I may have put a little bit too much in them. But we'll see right quick. I'll just know not to add that much next time. I'm just cooking some of that liquid off. So let's test it. Let's taste it. It's hot. I mean, there's a little bit difference in the texture of if it was fresh, but it's not mush like I thought it was going to be. I will actually be okay with this. So far, I'm very pleased with this. It does have just a little bit, so if I did this again, I would put a little less of the seasoning in there. And honestly, I may try it one time without any seasoning at all so that I can season it how I want. But in all, this is good. So y'all give this a try. What do you have to lose, right? Let me know how you like it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.